I'm Anna Kertesz, and this is How to Live It. Today we're going to talk about why there's never been a better time to be a self-starter and what it means to you. Maybe you're itching to leave a job you don't love anymore. Maybe you have this idea, you never had the courage to get started. Maybe you've been on a break and you're contemplating different options. Good news is there's never been a better time to start and grow your business. I'm joined today by Elaine Pofeldt, my friend and the incredible independent journalist, the author of the $1 Million One-Person Business, and whose work has been published by Forbes, Fortune, Inc., CNBC, Money, and many other incredible publications. Elaine, welcome.
Thank you so much, Anna. It's great to be here.
And Elaine and I are very passionate about entrepreneurship and many different ideas of bringing other people's ideas to life. So Elaine, let's start with what's your view on the three main factors that have impacted the reason why this new trend of it's never been a better time to be a self-starter?
Well, I definitely agree with you, Anna. There's never been a better time to start a business. And there are three trends that are really driving this. One is that technology has become so inexpensive. 15 or 20 years ago, people could not put up a website inexpensively. They didn't have mobile phones. They didn't have so many of the tools that we have today to reach a global marketplace. Now anybody can start a business. You can start a business for less than $100 from your home in your spare time. Another thing that is driving this whole trend is the growth of freelance platforms like Upwork, Freelancer, People Per Hour, and many more specialized industry-specific platforms. That makes it very easy for people to jump right into starting a business without having to figure out, how do I take payments, or how do I know this customer is legit? Everything is already set up, and it's a training ground for future entrepreneurs. Another thing is the widespread acceptance of entrepreneurship. It used to be kind of a fringe thing if you were an entrepreneur or a freelancer, and now enterprise clients are hiring a lot of consultants and freelancers, and so we all know somebody who's freelancing or doing their own thing in their own business. So it doesn't feel so socially unacceptable, I guess is the word, as it once did for a lot of people. It just feels like the norm.
I want to dig further into one of the points you mentioned, which I think is one of the biggest changes that has really happened in the last few years that has made it so much easier for people to start and grow their own businesses, which is technology has allowed for people from anywhere in the world to access a global marketplace. So people can access clients, users, using different platforms that years ago did not even exist, right? And you have obviously interviewed incredible entrepreneurs. And can you give us one or two real stories of people who have leveraged this great access, using technology to access a global marketplace?
There are so many examples today of entrepreneurs that are going across borders from the comfort of their homes that I don't even know where to begin. But one that immediately comes to mind is Black Paris. It's a brand that was started by Julian Ohayon and Thomas Johnson. Julian is in Belgium. Thomas is in Australia.
Wow.
And they met on Instagram. Julian was putting up pictures of products that he turned black, like black M&Ms, and they were going viral on Instagram, and they both loved design, and they connected there. And then they decided to start a streetwear brand that is $1 million two-man business working remotely. They work on video chat from across the world, across time zones, and they leverage the popularity of their Instagram platform to build this fast-growing brand. And now they plan to build out the whole line of fashion items that's mostly for men into a full-fledged fashion brand.
That's unbelievable.
But you don't have to be that far away from your customers. Another way to do it is to go into an adjacent country. And one example that I love is Megan Telpner. She's a nutritionist who started out selling things like her 3-day green smoothie fast, which is a cleansing diet, and she sold that by a PDF file. This was like 11 years ago, and people started buying it. This led her to start developing online courses as technology became available for her to do that, and they became so popular. She started an academy called the Academy of Culinary Nutrition, where she teaches people healthy cooking. And it grew into a global phenomenon, and she has a lot of customers in the U.S. It's an English-speaking country, and so she's been able to break into a lot of English-speaking markets.
From Canada,
and she's a mom with a little 2-year-old boy at home, and she keeps on growing this business like gangbusters. So it's really exciting to see what you can accomplish if you're open mentally and emotionally to going worldwide.
Guys, I want you to listen to this because Elaine has interviewed a lot of entrepreneurs who have been able to start and grow their businesses in a very lean way. And she's mentioned here 2 examples. Her book actually has incredible other examples, and she's working on a new book, which we'll talk about some other time. But one of the points you mentioned before, which I have been living it, every day, which is there's, so many new tools nowadays. It's become so affordable to start a business from home with, as you said, less than even $100, right? From building a simple website, to getting a new domain, to creating, graphic design, to testing and getting feedback as the platform you have recently told me about, to getting, payments done, accounting. I mean, there's a whole array of tools. What has been your experience on how these, entrepreneurs have been able to build a lean business? How do they leverage on these tools, and what are some of the learnings?
What's so interesting to me, Anna, is that they're not all techies. In fact, I would say the vast majority are not, but they're big users of technology to extend and optimize what one person can do. They try to offload menial tasks in their business prior to the point where they have to hire an assistant, maybe a virtual assistant or a contractor to help them. They'll often use tools like Schedule Once or Calendly to schedule their appointments. I know personally, I probably save 3 hours a week scheduling appointments. Instead of emailing back and forth, you just send your calendar link. It sounds so simple, but it really is a time drain if you're doing those things. In terms of naming the business, I told you about PickFu, Pickfu. It's a tool where you can test different names for a product or a business to see how people are reacting to it, because if you tell your significant other or your mom or your friends the name of a business, they're going to say, oh, we love it, but the public won't be as kind. But that's kind of what you need, the objective feedback from people who don't know you about what they are responding to as people. So that's a great tool. I learned about that from several of the $1 million one-person businesses. There are so many specialized apps for things like podcasting. That's a great way to market your business. And there are so many great and low-cost tools for these things. And the upshot is it's tremendously empowering for an individual who wants to run a business. There's so many things that you can do before you're at that stage of needing to bring on even a single contractor.
Yes. I was here having a great conversation with Elaine Pofeldt. She's an independent journalist and the author of the incredible The $1 Million One-Person Business. And we talked about why there's never been a better time to be a self-starter and what it means to you, some of the trends, some of the tools. And we want to make sure you go out, you learn, and you live it.